We know from the last season that St. Cloud is a pretty terrible villain. However, I also think he's more of a pop culture expert imposter than he lets on to be. Billy corrects him about pop culture references in the show several times. Yeah, I don't think St. Cloud would even stand up against 21 in a trivia contest. In Maybe No Go, St. Cloud specifically calls the Red Bull the Please Please Tell Me Ball.
This is the Please Please Tell Me Ball.
Which is a pretty funny reference. But the actual name of the song and music video is There Something I Should Know? So St. Cloud has the common mistake of thinking that a line from the chorus is actually the name of the song, which tells me that despite his wealth and collection of pop culture artifacts, he's not quite the pop culture expert he claims to be. In the same episode, St. Cloud claims that John Hughes was inspired to make the movie Pretty in Pink because he heard Spandau Ballet's song If You Leave.
Imagine new Spandau Ballet to write If You Leave. John Hughes is without inspiration for...
Which was actually written by OMD. Yeah, I mean, I am not smart enough to get the references that St. Cloud is misreferencing, but it sounds about right. He's definitely made like a couple of slip-ups when he's referencing stuff I do know, like Star Wars, rather than stuff I don't know, like complicated 80s pop music trivia. However, it's pretty common in the 80s trivia that the Psychedelics' first song, Pretty in Pink, is what gave John Hughes the idea for the movie. If You Leave was written for the movie, and its lyrics echo the movie's plot about the ending of high school and the fear of what comes next. St. Cloud confuses Spandau Ballet with OMD and Pretty in Pink, probably because they did write True, which was in 16 Candles, another John Hughes movie. Whew, okay. This convoluted bit of bullshit reinforces the idea that St. Cloud really isn't much of a pop culture expert as he wants everyone to think he is, but he's the kind of guy who would arrogantly tell you that something is absolutely true, that Mikey from the Life cereal commercials died from eating Pop Rocks and soda, even though it's been debunked many times. Yes. Absolutely. Though, as I said, probably not smart enough to get a lot of the references. He quite often makes mistakes when it comes to sort of more sci-fi pop culture things that I get. I can't think of any off the top of my head. All I can think about is the scene where Billy and Quizboy just quote Star Wars. Friends, Eat the Penny, Sarah McGillah, St. Cloud, storage trivia powers, St. Cloud powers money, your flawed St. Cloud you must sterilize. I bet St. Cloud thinks the movie Time After Time is named for the Cyndi Lauper song. Oh. It's obvious that the Too Briefly Appeared Groovy Gang is a deranged parody of the Scooby-Doo Gang. They were also referenced to infamous real people around the 1970s, time of the original Scooby-Doo thing, Ed.
Patriarchal white pig square's nest.
Far out, Val, but something's fishy in the state of Denmark. I can feel a mystery coming on.
Yes, I knew they were all named after weird serial killers. Ted Fred is based on Fred Bundy, the notorious killer. Sonny and Groovy, Shaggy and Scooby, are based on Son of Sam, the real-life serial killer who claimed his dog commanded him to do the act. Patty is based on Patty Hearst, a newspaper heiress to the Hearst Empire who was kidnapped by the Symbionese Liberation Army and eventually joined their cause and started committing crimes with them. Wow, that sounds, as it says here, a tragic victim of Stockholm Syndrome. Christ, I've never... didn't know that bit. Velma is Valerie Solanas, a radical feminist who attempted to kill Andy Warhol. So I knew all of those. I didn't quite know the details of Patty. Val's dialogue in the episode are quotes from Solanas' Scum Manifesto. She may have also indirectly killed Warhol. The damage done to his body after the assassination attempt to severely complicate the surgery that made killing him. Wow. Yeah, the Scooby-Doo reference is amazing. I did not know all those details. And we know Val is dead and probably didn't have anything to do with the death of our Andy Warhol equivalent in this universe, who is Wes Warhammer, and probably, therefore, lived a lot longer, only to be killed by Monarch and his faulty, dodgy explosives that he got from his dad. The long-haired golfer that gets shot in any which way but Zeus was designed after Mike Lazo, who was in charge of Adult Swim, avid golfer, and absolutely loved the cameo. Yay!
I've been playing that hole for years and never got it to do that.
I mean, he's the reason the show kept going. He really liked it. I don't think any other shows could have 18 years and 7 seasons and stay on the air. But they managed it. Hence, why when he left and Adult Swim was bought by Comedy Central, the show got axed, but we're getting our movie. Hopefully it's all going to be okay. The Pink Pilgrim killed Jonas Venture Sr.
Russ! I traced the hack! It's coming from inside that thing! Stand back! I gotta sever the hard line! Oh, I don't...
I mean, I guess that's true. I personally have always credited it to the Monarch, who flies around with them and is the reason he falls flat on his face.
Got him! I killed the Blue Morpho! Oh, and I kicked Jonas Venture's ass, too!
Where Fiona is talking to Dean, her back is to the camera, and the tag on her shirt is sticking up, and it makes me laugh every time. Did you just say blouse? God, I don't even know what episode that's referencing. I'd never noticed it. I assume it's probably Tag Sale, You're It, or the one where Orpheus goes into the Outriders' minds, thinking about shots. We'll have a go at finding that. But oh my lord, no, I had absolutely no idea. Yeah, the Your Pussy Hates Me episode is my guess. In Season 2 episode Hate Floats, Dean and Hank's licenses revealed they are both 145 and 165, respectively, while being 5'10 at the start of their 16th birthday.
How come they're all burnt up?
Laminating accident. They're still...
I think they both grew a bit since that episode, because I'm not sure it's really their 16th birthday. They're weird mutant clones at this point. I did know the Tick creator collaborated with a few episodes. I've seen that on some of the commentaries. He's also the voice of Venturestein. I didn't know that. That's very cool.
You got it, V-Stein. That's the game plan.
But no, I don't. I have seen the boys' IDs quite a few times as someone who has paused and gone through a lot of these episodes, like Psychopath. I also knew this one. We have the older cousin of Jackson's Frank for Brick Frog. While Jackson was in grade school, his mum made a foam rubber frog head for him in the school play. Years later, whilst making up superheroes with their cousin, the cousin paired the frog head with a brick and said he was Brick Frog. So Jackson created Brick Frog. Also, that's what you call divots in bricks. At the top are Brick Frogs.
Brick Frog! Thank you!
I don't know if that's something particularly important. A frog is a depression. Ooh. Frog is depression in the one bearing face of a molded or pressed brick. The frogs reduce the weight of the bricks and make it easier to move from forms. Wow. The boys getting killed while riding hover bikes is a reference to the ending of Easy Rider. I did know that one. The voice actor of Helper is Soulbot. Absolutely. He's in almost all the episodes and he's normally credited, or at least in the first couple seasons. In Hostile Maker, Warriana says, "See you later, Gargantuan." This is a reference to the all-male tribe the Amazonians used to repopulate. Some stories say willingly, others death by Snoo Snoo.
I see you around, Gargarian.
I did know this one, again, only because of Futurama, and like some digging into that sort of history. Voltaire incorrectly assumes that the Monarch is based on him because of his rivalry with Doc Hammer. However, the Monarch introed in the pilot, and Doc Hammer had nothing to do with him in the pilot. What on earth? Who is Voltaire? God, this is a 9-minute video. Yeah, I've never heard of this guy. He's claiming that he was based on the Monarch. Maybe he was, maybe he wasn't. It seems like the Monarch came before this guy ever knew Doc Hammer, or before Doc Hammer was even involved in the show. But whatever. The bunker dweller from season 3 was Keith Flint of The Prodigy. I'm the Twisted Fire Starter.
Get out of here. I'm not alone, Brock.
What? Who's with you?
I don't know. He just keeps saying he's the fire starter. Hold on.
Yeah, and then he passed a few years later. Yeah, I did like that little reference. Real shame, because I think by the time I'd watched that episode, he'd already passed, because I did not catch up with the Venture Bros when it was being released, because I would have been a child when some of these came out. Oh, here's one I definitely didn't know. At San Diego Comic-Con, Doc and JP would dress in racing striped speed suits and high-five the fans. 21 killed the Monarch's cat, Mr. Mostly Mittens. What? They don't show it, but 24 is dressed as Kinder's Blackguard, and he's scolding 21 veteran. 24 mentioned it in passing. I don't remember the line.
Don't forget about the time you passed out on the Monarch's cat.
Oh yeah, I killed Mr. Mostly Mittens.
Yeah, sat on him, but I could be wrong. Okay, we're going to have to do some investigations about 21 possibly killing Dr. Mostly Mittens. I did not know this, and we're going to have to fact check the episode. If you space out the letters on Silent Hatred tattoo, the D is on the dick. I especially called out in a throwaway line in Operation Prom, but I never noticed. I only noticed the line on repeat viewing. And I was wondering if it was something the viewer had to figure out on their own.
Like it? It's a big V.
So what are you, Sergeant Vatrid now?
Ah, it stands for venture. I had the others removed. Well, except for the D. Because let me tell you, that is a tender vittles down there.
Yeah, it's the start of season 5, where Hatred has changed the H on his face to a V. He's got rid of the A-T-E-R, and he's kept the D because he said it was too painful. Yeah, I do. I always assumed Shore Leave was a take on the parody code name for the GIO action figures, but then I realised some promiscuous sexual activities that sailors are known when they dock and have shore leave, which fits the guy's personality. Yeah, that's true. Shore Leave's definitely having very, very promiscuous sex. I'd never thought about that way. This comment says it now. The letters remaining on Hatred are VD or venereal disease, which is also a big old STD.